Well, hello, friends, and welcome to episode 2 of my moving diaries of 2025. So, we kind of left off a little abruptly in episode 1, which I just ended up turning into more of like a townhouse tour to keep it kind of short and sweet. This seemed like the best place to kind of start episode 2, which is right before moving day, and I am frantically trying to pack up our kitchen, and I definitely was stressed out a little bit because I had a thought of like, Sheila, why did you wait until the day before to finish packing up the kitchen? And I did pack up a little bit of the kitchen like a week or two prior to this, and I just wanted to make sure I had things accessible, because from in the past I just know like if I pack up everything I'm going to be looking for that one thing, that one pan or my strainer or something. And that did happen. I think like once there was like a pan that I wanted to use, but overall I kind of wish I packed a little bit more ahead of time. And then I had to deal with my desk, like disassembling my desk, also wait into the last minute. So I don't know, it's probably like nine o'clock at this point when I'm trying to focus on this, and I was watching Hocus Pocus. But now it's moving day, and I'm gonna insert fun music, and you can enjoy the little B-roll of everything that happened on moving day. All right, see you soon. Good morning, friends. It is the next day post moving. Lots to catch up on. George and I didn't really sleep in, but we did go to bed early, and now I've made my coffee, the first coffee in the new house. Very exciting. And now I'm going to just focus on trying to reduce the chaos just a little bit. My parents are coming in maybe like 3-4 hours to stay over for a couple of days to help us unpack, install things. We need to go clean the old apartment, which we may or may not do today. Might do it tomorrow. It all is kind of in the air. So yeah, I'll show you the current situation. Our bedroom is probably the most calm place in the whole house because I was able to just like shove our stuff into the closet, and then George's office has become the dumping ground for the upstairs. So anything that I didn't want to deal with immediately is like been shoved in there to be dealt with later. And we have to get a new bed frame because George broke our bed frame trying to put it together yesterday, and it was like a cheap one from IKEA. We had it I think for 4 years when we got the mattress, so it's fine. It's just kind of an immediate expense we weren't planning to make just yet because of all the other expenses that we need to make for moving, but it is what it is. I found a really cute one on Wayfair, and I might order it today, and it will come in a couple of days. We're just gonna be on the mattress on the floor for a couple days, which is fine. The other update is that we don't have any internet currently. Fun fact, the house that we moved into, the woman that lived here never had internet. She only had like cable. She still had had a landline. Like, we could have gotten a landline hooked up if we wanted to, but we're not gonna pay for a landline. George was like dealing with tech support for like an hour and a half last night because I didn't like realize, I thought we could just take our router, you know, set it up and it would be fine, but it's like our network is showing, but like we're not actually getting any internet from it. So a technician is coming out tomorrow morning, so we have like a full like 48 hours without internet, which I'm not mad about, honestly. Like, when I think of moving, it's like a big reset for me, and in the past it always involved like setting up the internet, and there was always like a delay because that was just how it was. So it was like a nice little internet Wi-Fi detox for a couple of days. So that's what's happening. Luckily, like, we have lots to do to distract us. We still have our phones that are connected to the World Wide Web, but that's at least adding a little bit of normalcy and routine into our lives. And we just have to go analog. We started watching a movie last night out of my old DVD collection, and I realized I just need to get like better DVDs, or like more DVDs, and not like all the old ones that I have. So yeah, let me give you a little lay of the land of like the current situation. We're in the dining room right now, which is also a dumping ground, but I would say the living room is more so a dumping ground. But yeah, we need to put the dining room table today. That's like a big goal. So at least we can kind of figure out like where furniture is gonna go in here. And then that will help just, yeah, get this kind of spread out a little bit better. Halloween decoration. Kitchen is coming along. It was kind of the first thing I started tackling yesterday right after we moved in, just to get rid of boxes. Like all these boxes everywhere is very overwhelming and very motivating for me to just tackle. I'm just throwing things in drawers and cabinets right now, and then I'll figure out organization solutions later. Just get out of a box, deal with it later. Make sure I have access to things that we need. And here's where the real fun is, the dumping ground. That is the living room. At least we have a functioning like couch sitting area. And this is like what's really overwhelming me, this mountain of boxes, which is mostly my books. Again, I don't know where my books are gonna go. I'm hoping my desk can fit over here. I think we're gonna have to push the couch back this way a little bit more to just make it easier and bigger for us to have the couch TV situation. I think that'll still give us, like, if we push it even back to where the patio door is, and obviously leave room to like get out of the patio, my desk hopefully can still fit there. And so yeah, I'm hopeful. I don't know how far we'll get with this, because a lot of this stuff just needs to go on it in my desk or on a bookcase, which we don't know where those are going right now. So it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle of moving parts. Yeah. Yay! You can put it in the corner. I don't know. We can move it. Just. Hello friends, it's been a couple days since I last checked in, and I divided up what was originally going to be one moving vlog into two moving vlogs, which you already have seen episode 1, and if you haven't seen it, go check that out, where I do a full like walkthrough tour of our new home. So after that, it was just go time to finish packing and moving day, and didn't really check in at all. So it's been a week. It's been officially a week since we moved in, had the U-Haul, all of that. My parents came down for a couple days, and that really helped us get a jump start on home projects and unpacking and just making this a little bit more livable. So after my parents left, I had to go back to work and took a few days off of unpacking and everything. And now that it's officially the weekend, I really want to focus on my books and getting my desk set up. So that's going to be the plan for probably the rest of this moving diaries. So we will see how that goes. I'm trying to pace myself and not go crazy, and it's also been kind of chaotic in here in terms of like furniture placement and where things need to go or where I want them to go, and just kind of figuring out the layout and just whole dynamic of how we want to live. So things are in flux. We've moved things around. We need to move some more things around. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update in terms of the downstairs. Upstairs, our bedroom is pretty functional. I still have things I need to unpack, but I unpacked at least our immediate like clothing and stuff and got the closet a little bit set up. So I'm less concerned about the bedroom right now. I want to work on the downstairs area, but another project I need to do is like finish unpacking clothes and getting stuff situated upstairs. We're also waiting on a bed frame to arrive, which it's going to be here I think on Tuesday, and then George is going to put it together. So I'll have more updates on the bedroom when that's installed and set up. But let's do a little bit of an update in terms of the downstairs, shall we? Front room, dining area. We've put the dining room table in the back room because I was talking to my friend Amanda and she suggested maybe putting it back there because I wasn't really sure if my desk was gonna work back there with the couch. You'll see in a second. But after putting my desk here, my parents put the dining set together, it just makes more sense to put it out here, mainly because there's a chandelier right here and George keeps running into it. So we have just stuff down there to block the traffic so nobody hits that. And there's also not much space in the back room for the table and all the 4 chairs. So we need to get that moved over here and just kind of see how much space we have to work around after the table's in here. I am curious what it'll look like with my desk there and also the dining room table, but I really want to put my desk in the back room because that'll be where the TV is and I can like watch TV, listen to music, and just have a more cozy atmosphere for like crafting and coloring and art stuff and YouTube stuff. That's my creative haven. I don't really work from home too much anymore, so I'm not real concerned about getting it like set up for like work from home for my day job, but more of like a cozy, creative section for me to kind of just be my little area. This has turned into just the dumping ground of things that I don't know where they're going. They need a home, and I've been loving using baskets. For my undiagnosed ADHD brain, having baskets, clutter baskets, transport baskets is what I'm calling them, just throwing things in there and just knowing they have a home, it makes me feel less overwhelmed. Speaking of transport baskets, I've been using baskets a lot when I'm like, oh, this needs to go upstairs, but I don't want to run upstairs and run back down. So I just stick it in here. And then when I make a trip upstairs, I take it up with me, and then vice versa. So that's been helping me like unpack and figure out where things need to go. The hallway has also become like a dumping ground for things. Again, need to figure out other furniture before these can have a proper home. The kitchen is definitely the most livable area and pretty much done. Like, we really focused on getting this unpacked. My mom helped me clean it a bit more, and I just knew like having the kitchen accessible and having things in proper places was of utmost priority. So we're able to like live and eat and get ready for work, and it's been great. I've been loving moving around in here. It's so much more functional and like flowy than our old kitchen, and I have a lot of cabinet space. I haven't even like filled the cabinet spaces, so I think I want to rearrange like where things are in the drawers and the cabinets and stuff, but until everything else is finished, that can be dealt with later. Here we are. This is the current project of the day, is figuring out this area. Now the living area with the TV and the couch has been livable as well. We've made a little cozy haven over here with the couch and the TV, and I need to do a little bit of rearranging with this area. I'd like to push the couch this way a bit more so we'd have a bit more space between the couch and the TV. But so far, it's been great. I've been loving this couch so much, and I can't wait to have more people over. And it's a modular couch, so it turns into a bed. My parents slept on it for like 3 nights. No major complaints from them, so that's been great. So bookcases. So I have a plan. This is my original bookcase from the old apartment. I want to move this over to this side of the room and put it here or here. And then I'm going to get a second bookcase from George. It's actually in the front room. It's like a black bookcase, and he doesn't want it anymore. He didn't want to take it upstairs to use for his office. So I'm going to use it. So I have 2 full bookcases to unpack my books, and I'm hoping that's enough. And if it's not enough, I have 2 mini bookcases that we took upstairs and another kind of shelf, again, another small bookcase that I can also put things on. So we have things to play with. I was planning to buy 2 new Billy bookcases from IKEA so they could be uniform, but right now is not a good idea because we've already spent a lot of money on other moving expenses, and I want to see like how much we can unpack and load with the current furniture that we have. So that's the project I'm going to work on now. I told George he needs to move this into the front room. It requires unscrewing the legs because it won't fit through the hallway or the kitchen. So when he gets around to doing that, he'll do that. But I want to see if I can at least get the 2 bookcases here side by side, see what that looks like, unpack my books, and then the last kind of thing will be my desk, which hopefully we can do this weekend. I just have to pester George to get that all sorted out. And then I started unpacking my art supplies to at least put on this cart to get stuff out of boxes, get it somewhere, and then I can just, unload this stuff onto my desk when it's time to do that. So that's kind of where I left off. I was trying to get art stuff, desk stuff unpacked, and then now I need to like make room for the bookcases and put these temporarily somewhere else. So I gotta lift some heavy boxes, but it's fine. It's fine. I've had some time to rest. All right, let's do it. Just when I think I've unpacked all of my books, I find another box of books, but I think I've unpacked all of my books. My strategy was to like get them all out of the boxes and lay them out so I can like figure out the order and arrangement of where they're going to go. And I'm starting to feel like they're not all gonna fit on these two bookcases, which is fine because we have other places to put them, but now I'm trying to like strategize. So here's the current situation. The bottom like shelves are pretty much in order and I could rearrange more things, but I have books laid out here and here and a few there. So I'm just trying to figure out what to put on these shelves and then what's left over. Because I'm thinking like brown bookcase are like cozy books. Black bookcase is like dark books. So thrillers, mysteries, romantasy, and then brown is more cozy, you know, fantasy, witchy, things like that. That's the update, friends. Hello, friends. So it's been several days since the weekend, and when I last checked in with you guys, I made significant progress, or whenever that day was, where I was unpacking my books, getting them all set up. Ran into problems in terms of like space and how much my bookcases can hold. So I wanted to give you a little update in terms of what's going on with the bookcases. And I also just I'm in the process of getting my desk set up next to my bookcases. So exciting updates, exciting updates. Okay, so here's the current state of the two main bookcases. I actually really like how this turned out. And even though it's like mismatched wood furniture color, I don't hate it. I actually really like the black bookcase. I think my like books pop against it really nicely, and they're also like deeper than my other case on the left side, so I can put, you know, tchotchkes, plushies, things in front of it, books in front of it. And I ran into my problem with I didn't have enough room to fit all of my books on these two bookcases. I think ideally if I had a third bookcase, I would feel like comfortable having all of my books like in one area, like my little library, but not right now. I wonder, it's possible if I moved these all the way down, I might be able to fit like a skinny bookcase in here. I don't know, but that's for down the road. Let me turn the light on so we can see a little better. So I ended up putting another tiny bookcase over here next to the TV, and this is where I had to put more books. So I ran into an issue on the other bookcases, so I kind of stuck my thrillers and mysteries over here. You can't really see them, and like Christmas books on the bottom shelf. And when it's like Christmas time, I want to like pull those out and highlight them more. So I want to try and like seasonally rotate my books. The top shelf, I kind of went in thinking like books that I want to talk about or like recommend to friends. So it's kind of a mishmash of like random books that I resonate with me, or they're fun to talk about, to share with friends and have them like accessible there. And then I don't know if I'm gonna leave this top area like this with the plushies. It's working. I wanted to just get things out of boxes, see what it looks like, and then we can play around. George actually wants to move this bookcase over here and put the record player over here, shift the TV over a little bit, but that's going to be his little shifting project when he has time to do that. But it's functional, it's working. Clearly there's still a mess of things in front of the TV, but it's just a big jigsaw puzzle. Then the next big exciting update this morning, I started getting my desk set up and started unpacking my various boxes of art desk things. And I think last weekend when I was working on my books, I tried to get some art supplies on this cart just to get them out of boxes, had them in sight. And then once my desk got set up, I can kind of, you know, rearrange things a little bit. I ended up having to move all of my books that were on this bottom portion of this bookcase upstairs. They were like my history books and like college books. Knowing there's just so much space down here, I thought this would work well for like art storage. There's extra space since it's like a tall kind of sectioned area to put tall things, notebooks, organizing bins. So I want to kind of play around with what I can fit in here once I get my desk fully set up. I need to put like the big tabletop over this long section, and I can't do it by myself. It's way too heavy. So whenever George is around, he's gonna help me do that, and then I can actually start unpacking stuff, setting it up on my desk, eventually start getting my pegboard up, gallery wall, which will be a whole nother project in itself. But I'm feeling better about things getting unpacked. I mean, I'm sure anybody can relate that you just don't feel complete or like normal when things are living in boxes and you're not completely unpacked. So it is certainly a process. We're getting there. Our bed frame came a couple days ago and George set it up yesterday, and so we had our first official sleep on it, and it's amazing. I want to give you guys an update of the bedroom area like later. George is working and he's upstairs. We're waiting for an electrician to come this morning to deal with outlet electrical issues we've been having. Again, we're only been here for a couple weeks. There's a lot going on. Yeah, that's the current update of my library desk art space. I'm hoping maybe I can fit my like white tulip rug here, and it's my little like cozy, you know, creative corner where I can kind of just zone out in, knowing the TV's right there and all of that. So yeah. I have a desk now, friends. You can kind of see it. And I spent some time, whenever that day was, unpacking all of my desk stuff and getting it pretty much set up, and I have not drilled any holes. I need to get like my pegboard up and my bulletin board up. They're just kind of like sitting on the desk right now until I have the energy and capacity to do those projects, but that's kind of like the next step. Welcome to the end of episode 2 of this moving diaries. I think I might make an episode 3. Let me know if you want to see another episode of just moving related things, because I feel like I'm at this point in the moving journey where like the honeymoon period is over, we're settling into life, routines, and I don't know if like the post-moving blues is a thing or a good way to describe that, but I've lost all motivation to finish unpacking things that I have not already done. I would say we're like 90, maybe even 95% unpacked, but there's still like a box over here I need to deal with. I think it's just like hanging stuff that I need to deal with. I have like shelves and picture frames and like gallery walls that I want to like do, but those are just big projects that I slowly worked on at the old apartment. So like in my mind, like immediately getting it on the walls is just not going to happen. So I'm trying to mentally move through these like weird emotions I've been having. But yeah, I have like a box upstairs of like stuff I need to unpack and put on a bookcase upstairs, the closet, like the TV like area, like you guys know that problem area where it's just kind of cluttered. I just need to gain the motivation to work on those things. So I think my next vlog could just be trying to tackle all of those things. We're also like moving into Christmas time and the holidays, and I want to like start thinking about decorating. So I need to get like my ish together, like get stuff unpacked, find homes for things, and then I can like focus on decorating for Christmas, like putting the fall stuff away, yada yada yada. I started putting like my Halloween decorations away, but I still have like pumpkins out, like fall-ish things. I'm still holding on to the fall feels just because I didn't really get to celebrate fall at all really this year. Well, I did, but not in the ways that I wish I could have in terms of like going places, doing things, activities, etc, etc. So yeah, that's the update in terms of like where we're at with moving, unpacking, and just trying to settle in. Let me know if you want to see another episode of the Moving Diaries or just general like content you'd like to see now that I'm in the new house. I think as we move into like next year, 2026, I've been thinking a lot how I'm in this new chapter of my life and I'm trying to like unpack all of those feelings and finding a way to share them creatively, like in video format or just verbally with you guys, because I still haven't been able to fully process everything. It's still like fresh. Thank you so much for being here and coming along for this chaotic journey. Check me out on Patreon if you are not already a patron over there. I have exclusive content, monthly videos, book club, and I'm also trying to get back into posting more over there. So yeah, thank you friends. I will see you in the next one. Bye.